You have to believe 100% with every fiber in your body and then focus on it every single day. And then things start happening. I never wanted to be McDonald's, never wanted to be Burger King. You can't have it your way over here all the time. But my drive really comes within. Like, I don't like to fail. I love the fact that I can take anything and turn it into something else.
Hello, welcome to Living Rich, Syrup. I'm your host, Rich Syrup, and this is the show where we help you get back in touch with that truth, that magic inside. And today, my guest knows all about magic because he is a chef. Chef Lowell is the guest. He works with celebrities. He's a celebrity chef. He also does a ton of catering. And I saw these incredible events that he hosts where he does Chef Lowell events, which we're going to get into today. Chef, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. So
first of all, I've know a lot of celebrities and I know that they have chefs, but I always wonder, like, how does that happen? How do you become a chef to celebrities?
Usually it's by word of mouth. So it's not like you go and hand them your resume. So mine was literally a family friend introduced me to a person who already worked with celebrities, and I just got placed in somebody's house because I was good enough. So that's usually, it's usually a person that knows somebody, or you can go through a service, but most of the time you know somebody. And then once you're in that world, you literally can just bounce from house to house to house after that, if you can maintain.
So when you find out I might cook for a celeb, this might be a thing I'm going to get into. How does that work? Do you go and like prepare food and they do like a taste test?
Yes. Most of the time you're recruited. It's not that you go and find them. They usually find you. So like right now, I just answer the phone, and then that's how we get business now. So somebody will have told somebody that if you want good food, you call this guy and him and his team will take care of you. So but when I first got started, it was literally a family friend of mine, was music entertainment. He's a music manager of two different artists. And I told him I was into food, and he said, oh, let's go like cook some stuff here. This person, hey, can you come to my house and do it? And then it just kind of dominoed from there.
So they tasted it first, and then once you're in the circle, you don't need to do the tastings anymore.
Yeah, 100%. I don't even do tastings. We charge for tastings now. There's $500 for us to do it.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So good. It's because now when we do a tasting, it's like a small dinner party. So it's elaborate. We have to bring in the servers, and then we have to do all this thing. So it's just not worth it to like just cook somebody a meal, and so now we charge because our time is money. So
can you name the celebs that you cook for? Is that okay?
Yeah, but some of them I don't work with anymore. Like my first ever celebrity that I actually was in their home was T-Pain. This was back in 2006. No, I'm sorry, 2007. 2008. I was a senior in college and literally did the internship.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the first celebrity's home I was actually in. And then other celebrities we worked for in the past. So we've done T-Pain, I've done Ludacris, I've done Gabrielle Union, I've worked with the names always go out of me whenever I gotta start this.
You came over
Terry Vaughn. Terry Vaughn is a recent one. I've done stuff with Carrie Hilson. I've done stuff for Moneta Shaw.
When you were 19 years old, 19 you said?
I was
T-Pain?
20. I was 20.
20. Okay, so you're 20 years old and you're going to cook for T-Pain. Is there any intimidation that goes into that? Or did you feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's like your first day, like anybody would tell you, the first day they go play, like they make it to the NBA, their first basketball game, they're scared shitless. Like, I did cook for a whole bunch of basketball players and football players, but another day. But I was nervous. I get nervous every single time. Still to this day, I get nervous when I go to somebody's house. Because I'm only as good as my last meal. So like I always make sure like there's a level of anxiety and stress that I carry into every plate that we make, regardless if it's for a celebrity or for somebody who's just on a normal meal plan. Like, because we're really only as good as our last meal, because that's the only thing you're going to really remember. You will remember we made food for you for 10 years and it was great. Then you have one meal and it's awful, and then that's the last meal you get from us.
Oh, it's so true. When you meet T-Pain, I remember when I met Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
And I was like, what do I call him? You know what I mean? Because it's not like meeting a guy that's rich. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I call him Snoop? Do I call him Snoop Dogg? Do I get to a Snoop level eventually? And I put
Mr.
a lot
Dog.
of Mr. Dog. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what to call him. And I went in and I'm like, so I was trying to be cool and to do like a more relaxed handshake. And he went in for a straight handshake. It was very awkward. So I went into a robot. And it ended up being great. But what do you call T-Pain when you walk into the house as a 20-year-old?
I just called them by their last name, Mr. Najim.
Okay.
Mrs. Najim. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to go Mr.
I
Payne.
still do that. Like my clients that are my friends now, when I'm at work, it's always Mr. or Mrs.
I feel like
for
I'm
the,
in the kitchen with you right now. You are moving so fast. I'm like,
sorry.
holy cow, this guy is on a high speed. Is this always your speed?
Yes, yes. I'm trying to slow down. I finally, I am. I turned 40 2 weeks ago. Like literally, I turned 40 2 weeks ago, and I was like, all right. I just knew that like I wanted to start spending more time with my friends, my family. I work a lot, but I do. I believe I create a good balance for myself with my personal life. I travel a lot. One of my goals is like leave the United States at least 6 or 7 times a year. So that's a big thing for me. So I just know that like at this next chapter, I had to start figuring out ways to slow down. So I hired my first CEO that's running the business now. So I'm doing more of the cooking and the growth and the visionary stuff, and somebody's coming in now and taking over the day-to-day stuff. So that's been really helpful. Like, but getting them on board has been very uncomfortable. And when I hired her, she gave me the best advice ever. She's like, it's going to be very uncomfortable for the next 6 months. And so transitioning, letting go of control, letting go of all the stuff, slowing yourself down to teach me, to show me, to guide me so we can take this thing to where you want it to go, where we want it to go. And also, so when she gave me that advice, I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to make everything uncomfortable. I started working out. I started eating different. I started trying to get new hobbies. I started 2 new things that I've always wanted to do because if I'm going to be uncomfortable in one spot, let's just make the whole thing uncomfortable. And in 6 months, I just have a whole new normal. And so that's what I've really been focusing on recently. So slowing down, it's not necessarily slowing down, it's just focusing more of my energy on one thing and letting other people focus their energy on the big picture.
You know, it's funny. People have problems with one of three things when I coach
Yes.
them. Either being, right? Being able to be in their truth a lot,
Yes.
or doing, they don't know how to take action, or having. If they can be and do, sometimes they can't have because they
Yes.
just don't know how to have and receive and hold the space for it. Out
Yes.
of those three, what do you think you fall? Which one's the one you struggle with the most?
I think depending on what aspect of my life, all three I struggle with, and then I'm succeed at all three depending on what aspect of my life we're really talking about. So I think overall, the doing part is like the easiest thing. Like getting up and doing anything is that's automatic. Like, oh, you guys want to start another business? All right, this is what we're gonna go do. Hey, we're gonna go feed 1,000 people tomorrow. Okay, let's go do it. Like that doesn't bother me at all. The last one, having,
Having.
yeah, I think that's probably my biggest struggle.
So you can have a big business, you can have a lot of success, but where do you struggle into having?
Just realizing that I have enough sometimes. Like, I think that's really what it is. It's like, yeah, I can have all of it. Like, we've grown the business, we have a team of people and it's beautiful for me, but like, is it enough still? Like, I don't know if, I don't know. I think that's the thing. Like, having, I don't know. I don't know what is enough for me at this point. I
And
don't
once you
know.
get to that having and you feel like you have enough, your being's going to change.
It will 100%. I can feel the shift in that now with me settling into this transitional phase that I'm in right now. So
What do you
I
think
tell,
started to drive you to begin with? Because you said I was super competitive. I always need, and I know
yeah,
you had siblings who were into sports, and that's part of it. But it's
yeah,
more than that. You're a high
yeah.
level performer.
I think um, my real biggest thing, I think my competitive is I do not like to be compared to other people. I've always thought that like my way, like the way I like to do things is the way I like to do them. So like I've always set the goal for myself to be what I want it to be. And it didn't really matter because I'm only in competition with myself. I'm not worried about every other meal prep company out there. Like when I was doing meal prep in the beginning, Blue Apron came out and Hello Fresh came out. I was not concerned about those people at all. Yes, they took half of my clients, but I got all of them back because they realized they didn't want to cook the food. It sounded great. All
Yeah.
my ingredients, not going to the grocery store. But then now you got to sit there and cook for 30 minutes. Now you got dishes to do for another 30 minutes. So putting my shit in the microwave was right back to where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
That was cool. So like I was never concerned about that. I'm not concerned about any other catering company. I'm not concerned about anybody. But my drive really comes within. Like I don't like to fail. I set the goal for myself, and then that's what I go after. I don't let outside influences get in the way of the goals that I set. And that's just what I stay focused on. So my drive is me internally for the things that I want. Like my friends say, oh, my goal is a private jet. I have no ambition of having a private jet.
What does success look like?
Success for me would be making sure that all of my people on my team were making at least $75,000 a year. I wanted to make sure that everybody had full benefits. I wanted to make sure that we could, as a team, as a business, success would be like helping any of my employees' kids get through college. That would be success. Like, yeah, for me, financially, I would love for this to be a 10, 15, $20 million company where we're just banging out food. We have some products. We're just kind of doing our thing our way. Our events are selling out. That's success for me. I don't want to feed the world. You know, a lot of people, I want a location. I don't want a location everywhere. I don't want to spend my life appeasing everybody. I never wanted to be McDonald's, never wanted to be Burger King. You can't have it your way over here all the time. It's just, I'm not built like that. I never have been. I never wanted that. That's one reason why I went this route with the exclusive clientele, because it's not that many of them. The competition is high. The stakes are always at the highest. And that's just the place where I find my level of peace.
What I'm hearing is your success to you looks like taking care of the people that work for you.
100%.
Which
and
is
then,
awesome.
then that'll trickle. Yeah. So literally, I try to hold everybody down here, regardless if they feel it or not, because I still have to run a business. I mean,
Bingo.
Some people get it confused because you have grace or I've been compassionate here. No, this is still a business. You can't come late 10 times. Yes, they may all because of your kid. But, at one point, we need to change your start time or you need to find another job.
People, I think, get confused in leadership, and they think that being good to their employees means being liked by their employees. It's not the same thing. I made many decisions for the people that worked for me that they didn't know that decision was being made, and it really benefited them, but they were still mad at me about something else, and I didn't care. As long as I could look in the mirror and say, I'm doing right by these people.
100%. And I have not, like, when I start losing sleep over somebody else's behavior, then that's when I know that person is no longer a good fit for this organization.
Yeah, and also you should never lose sleep over somebody else's behavior, because the only thing you can control
is exactly
how you respond.
100%.
Who you are, exactly. What you put in. But I love that about you, that you care about your people so much. But what does success look like internally for you?
Internally, I would really just like to, like, I can leave my company now for a month and it won't go out of business. So, like, we're not at that place where it needs me to survive. But I would love to be able to just say tomorrow I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks and nobody panic. That would be success for me. I would love for
freedom.
Yeah, a little bit more freedom, that this thing isn't like tied to me all the time. And like, I understand that, like, you can't take another person's culture and put it into this culture. You have to take some time and understand this culture and take the good things from where you came from and introduce them to us and see if they're accepted. It's like when you get new friends or you're joining a family, like you're marrying somebody. You can't just come in and throw your feet on somebody's table. That's not how that works. Even if they put their feet on the table, this is not your home yet.
Yeah.
So, that's great. I think there's a whole transition that's just missing right now with people, and just expecting that, well, we did it like this at Apple. We did it like this at Amazon. We did it like this at Home Depot. We did it, but we're not any of those guys. Mm-hmm. We don't even have the damn micro infrastructure that those guys have on any level. The
most important thing is that their values align with yours.
Yes.
Because everything else can be worked out. But if you come in and somebody's values are completely out of whack from what your values are, and the way that 100%. They order the hierarchy of those values and what's important, what needs to be number one, what's number two. And a lot of times in companies, the employees don't align necessarily with the CEO, and that's where things fall apart. So when you're a chef, you're the top. I remember I was in a kitchen. That chef runs the show, and those kitchens can be tension-filled.
Yes.
But when you leave that kitchen, are you able to change with your family, with your friends, with people in society? Or are you always Chef Lowell?
So I talk loud. I'm a very loud person, fun person. In my personal life, very sarcastic. Some people call me an asshole if you don't get my humor. It's a little dark sometimes, but that's just my jam. But we don't yell in the kitchen. I don't allow it. We can all speak to people like we're all professionals. There's no reason to yell, not in our kitchen. I just can't see it. If somebody's not in danger, there's no reason for you to raise your voice, because everybody can hear, everybody can understand, even we're at events and things like that. So it's just important to me that when I lead by example, by the energy, my attitude. So I'm not I'm vocal in the sense of like, hey, this, and this, but I'm not it's not a super critical environment. When somebody needs to be taught or shown something, we take the time and we explain it to them and we show them. Now, if they can't get it, I just show them the door, because this is not the place. I can train you. I can't teach you. And some skills you need to have before you can come work here. And that's misconception that a lot of people have that I can make anybody who thinks they can cook like I can, and that's just not true.
Oh God, no. There's
Yes,
no
I
way.
mean it's yeah. I mean I tell people all the time we're the NBA, and if you are only on your high school basketball team, there's no place for you over here in the NBA. We'll run circles around your ass. So don't even. This is not the court you want to play on. Now you may think you're an NBA All Star in your little world, but I'm sorry, I'm in the real world, and I'm on the NBA. I'm in the NBA. You're just not. And a lot of people in their brains, because like chefs have these egos, that's just what it is. So, you
What's
know,
more important to you, having somebody that's gonna score 40 points a game, or having somebody who brings the team together?
I need people who can score points. I
Okay.
got the team together. I can hold the team together. I know how to deal
So
with
you need
that.
that sharpshooter.
That's all I want. Yeah. I need somebody out there, like the Splash Brothers. It was two of them making threes, not just one. So I can't be the only one making all the points. I need somebody who can come in and do their thing. Um, there's always a place for people who just want to be at work, that can do good work and things like that. But a lot of times our operation's not big enough to have a whole bunch of docile people. We need people who are aggressive, eager, want to be creative. Like they want to go to this person's house when I can't make it. Like they want to prove that they belong in the same space. We've had people in my past where they're like, oh, well, I'll go to such and such house because I know you're out of town. They'll go and they'll try to poach the client. And I
Oh,
tell people, and that's perfectly fine. I tell people all the time, if you can steal them from me, go for it, because now you have to keep them. You're going to have to deal with the shit you don't even know that I deal with on a day-to-day basis when it comes to whatever client or whatever situation that we're dealing with. So like for me, like I'm not ever really pressed because they most people have enough professional ethics and responsibility. They hired somebody from my company. They're not going to now not use my company to now service a whole nother person.
right,
We have non-competes, NDAs, all that stuff, but people are still people, right? They see
right.
opportunity. You walk into a $3 million house for somebody and you're just like, shit, you looking for a chef? I can be your chef. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll call Lowell and see if you're available for it. And then it kind of messes them up. And then they think that the client doesn't call me and tell me that they just had that conversation. So, it makes things a little weird. They usually just now stay at the building. But, we have clients now that request my executive sous chef all the time. They don't even want me. And I was feeling some type of way in the beginning, like, what you mean? You don't want me to come to the party? Like, no. Send Diana. I was like, okay, did I do something?
That's
Is it
funny.
me?
So that's where the ego still plays.
Yeah, well, hell, I'm still a man. Like, yes,
Right.
I still got this ego. Like, I'm still
Yeah.
like, everybody wants me. I mean, everybody has to want me. Like, what the
You're back
hell?
into the cookie dough. You're going back into
Yeah,
cookie dough version of you.
yes, 100%. And
So,
but then after that happened for the second time, I'm super content now because now I've done my job well. I had to look at it as a win, right? Because now I can literally be in two places at the same time. I can now know that no matter what home I go to, she can also go. And they're going to have the same experience because people are now requesting her. So, like, I won, didn't even know I won. I thought I lost, but now I've won because now I can literally split. Now I can literally go anywhere in the world and know that it could be taken care of because I have somebody as qualified as me there.
and you know what just happened? Your value shifted. Your freedom was
100%.
higher on the list because you
Yes.
said you wanted that freedom, but when you
Yes.
got it, there was a value that was higher. So it's
Yes.
like, no, 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 I need to be liked. And then it was
Yes.
like, okay, boop, freedom's now above it.
Yes. And I'm still like, because they like what we've done. We've created one of my biggest goals that I'm telling my CEO, we want to make sure that we are doing an amazing job in the customer experience, the quality, the consistency, the ease. It's not pretentious. It's not over the top. We're never going to give you the wow, right? But it's going to be like, damn, they didn't do anything wrong.
Mm.
That was a good party. The food was good, the drinks were good, the service was good, the energy was there. Like they did it. Like, and now is it gonna be like flowers all over the place, balloon arches and all that crap? Like, fireworks coming out the swimming pool? No, we're not built like that. But when you want to have something and you want it done right and you want it to be beautiful and you want it to be simple and you just want it to like look like you spent a fortune, and you probably did, but it looked like you spent a fortune, and but it doesn't look like it's not pretentious, and like if you're broke, like somebody would be like, oh my god, that was so, like that's the kind of vibe we're going for. And it's hard to kind of make that. I give the example of like whenever I walk into a Ritz Carlton or a Four Seasons, the way you feel when you walk in, it's nothing, it's pretty. They're all beautiful, but nothing's like, oh my God, do you see that? But like when you walked in, used to walk into the W's and some of these other like boutique hotels, you're like, damn, that's really dope. Look at that artwork. Look at this. But you walk into some of those more established places, but the service is always good. They greet you, the welcome, just from the time when you get there with the valet, everybody's freaking smiling, right? And if they don't F around and they know your name, because now you feel like $1,000,000. Hey, I was here a month ago. Yeah, welcome back, Mr. Lee. Da-da-da. Like that kind of stuff is what we're trying to create here as a catering company, like concierge kind of meal prep business. And that's the kind of feel that we're going for at our events that we're hosting. When we started doing these private events, I mean, I do a lot of private events.
I love the private events. I was going to talk about that. They look awesome.
Yes, they're cool. So the way they came up is I get paid to do other people's visions. Like, so we come in, you call me, you go, I want this to eat, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want it to feel like this. And we come in, we execute that. I was feeling lost in my career. Like I was having some low moments and I was kind of like this is not really satisfying. So I was talking to my manager and I was like, I really wanted to start putting on some cool ass dinner parties. Like I want to decorate the table how I want to decorate it. I don't care if the colors don't go together. I don't care if the flowers are not real. I don't care about all the things that people think you should care about when you go out to eat. So I was doing these things and now the events, they have spiraled. Last year we did 6 dinner parties. It was multi-course, so anywhere from 6 courses to 9 courses. This year we started doing a sip and savor. So there's basically, instead of the food menu having courses, the bar has courses.
Yeah,
so
I saw that one. That
cool. One is super cool. So we made it, introduced 15 cocktails. You're able to change out your liquor. So if you're a gin person or you're a tequila person, all our cocktails will go good with whatever liquor you drink. So you can try all 15 cocktails drinking the same type of alcohol.
You're like Mr. Success, but I want to ask you this. So let's go back to sports, right?
Sorry, yes.
Before you hit a bunch of 3-pointers, you throw up a lot of bricks.
Always.
Tell me about some of the bricks that you learned from.
Biggest brick is trusting people too soon that work for me. I've learned in that I'm a great leader, but I'm not a great manager. I have learned that I can rally the troops. I can inspire them. I can do all the things. Yes, we're going to go. We're going to jump, feed 10,000 people. We can do it. Da, 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 da. Get us all organized. Get us in there. Rally us up. Keep the energy going. Get the job done. We win. But like some of the management skill, like the training, the check-ins, all that stuff that people need, that attention. Like if you tell me you got it, I'm going to let you have it. And then when it fails, you're like, well, I didn't really know. Why did you ask me no question? I'm not good at the micromanagement part. I'm not good at like that aspect of it, but I've learned that. So that was probably like, that took a lot of time. Other than that,
you know what you are? You're like a football team that doesn't get penalized.
Oh no, we get penalized. I mean, I have some late fees on my damn Comcast bill. Last week we were so busy. I thought I had told somebody to go pay the electric bill. Some lights got cut off. So no,
I guess you are
I'm
getting
not perfect. I don't want to sell this dream that I'm up here and
but you said you want people to come out of your events, not with all the flashy balloons and everything, but being like nothing went wrong. And that to me sounds like a coach who's like really training that defensive line to not jump,
100%. Yeah, and that's basically it. Like, and that's what we're working on as a team. Like, how do we make sure as a team we don't miss? And how do we make sure, like, how do we greet the guests? How do we interact with everybody? What does our signage look like? What's the feedback? Do we get instant feedback from them, or do we have them fill out just all the interaction that we have with them, how they were first heard about us, and then like when they enter, like all of it, just how it's set up, who's greeting them, like the whole experience is what we're trying to go for. But back to the like failures, I have some failures. Like we had some contracts, and based on where they wanted to take the contract and what we do as a company, it didn't align. And sometimes I was told very on in my career to not make a lot of changes to my business based on somebody's need for a service, because then you'll end up doing things that you would never wanted to do.
That's great advice.
Even if it makes you money. And sometimes, and I've done that twice, and those ended up distracting me from where I wanted to go. I learned a lot from those. Still met good people and things like that, but I ended up doing things that this ain't it. This is not for me. This is not what we do as a company. Let's just let this fizzle out.
Yeah, you learn a
So,
lot of stuff from when things don't go right. I mean,
oh,
those are the best lessons.
yes. The reason why things go so well now is because so many things went wrong.
All right, so let's go
Exactly.
back to food. All right, so
Yeah.
food and success.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that success was a dish you're preparing. Three ingredients that have to go into the dish
Yes.
of called success. What are the three most important things to success?
Most important things. Discipline is going to be your number one most important thing. My discipline is what has gotten me everything that I wanted. My ability to get up when I don't want to get up, to do everything right when I even when I'm tired, to do it when I'm not feeling well. My discipline is what allows me to stay consistent. It allows me to stay true to myself, true to the craft, true to everything. My discipline is what makes me different than most people, because most people won't deal with the shit that I would deal with because their discipline is poor. So discipline is number one on the table of success. Number two is being um, I guess I don't know the word, but the phrase would kind of just be a sponge to information in your industry, right? Endless learner, lifelong learner of the industry, of the craft, right? So I don't know everything in food. I don't not know how to make everything. When people go, oh, can you do this? No. But I tell people, I give people an example is if you're a doctor and you say you're a urologist, you don't do brain surgery. So you don't know everything. You may be a doctor, but you don't know everything. So I'm a chef, yeah, but I don't know how to make everything. I don't know every cuisine. No, I can't make Jamaican foods better than Jamaicans. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Now, can I make, jerk chicken, curry chicken? Yeah, I can do a lot of things, rice and peas, but that's subjective to who's going to does it better. So I would just say lifelong learner, discipline number one. And then the other point is like the other part about success, at least in my opinion, and I can say this now, I probably wouldn't have said this 5 years ago, is giving myself the patience to make mistakes, and be okay with that. Knowing, because 5 years ago, I knew so much of it, but now I just just being okay, not being so hard on myself when I make mistakes. But those three things I think will create success: discipline, continuously learning, and then not being so hard on yourself when you mess up.
What's balance going to look like to you in 10 years?
I know I don't want to be in the kitchen at 50 years old working as hard as I'm working right now. That would be fucking insane for me. Mm-hmm. I think I have maybe 5 more good years in these knees. And then after that, we just need to look and see where we are as a company. Literally next year is going to be a beautiful year for us.
You probably spend zero time, and I love this. This is a good thing. Yes. You probably spend zero time scrolling on TikTok.
I do Instagram every couple of maybe not. Okay, so I'm on Instagram maybe 30 minutes a day because it's the only way that I talk to people. So I don't scroll through my email while I'm waiting for shit. I'll just get on Instagram 5-10 minutes.
Do you have a life outside of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Do you have somebody that you're with? You have
yeah, I'm married. I've been married for 8 years. Married a U.S. diplomat. He lives in Colombia, Ecuador right now. So I travel back and forth from South America. So
oh wow, that's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, I told you I leave America. I try to leave America at least 6 times a year, and it's not just to go visit him. It's I travel because I like to see the world, and it's my disconnect. My staff knows I work for a month straight just so I can have 4 days to go do whatever I want, and they never.
How much did cooking for him when it's hard over?
I never cook.
Get out of here. It's your superpower.
Well, I got it without doing it, so.
But no. It's like being married to a masseuse who won't give you a neck massage. Come on.
Hey, so when we met, I was very clear. I only cook when I get paid. I only cook when I get paid. Wow. I was very clear. It's a skill. I have a skill set that people take advantage of. They'll abuse and not even say thank you sometimes. So
you love to cook?
I don't. No.
Did you use it?
I don't know if I ever did. Okay, what I love is this. I love the fact that I can take anything and turn it into something else. I love that. I love the fact that I can be unlimitedly, I have an unlimited amount of creativity every single day I go to work, right? So I love the aspect of building a business. Those are things I'm passionate about, I love. Now, if I wasn't cooking food, I think I would be okay. But I haven't not cooked in 15 years, so this is just,
You're a solution guy. You probably love it when your back's against the wall.
Yes, it's my favorite place. If one of my friends just asked me, what would you do if you want a chef? I would be a fixer. Like that would be my dream job. Like I would just love to be an asset consultant. Yeah,
You probably don't have time for it, but you would be amazing at puzzles.
I love puzzles. This is my favorite. It's like my favorite thing to do. I do 1,000 piece puzzles. It takes me like two
Look at
days.
this.
Yeah, like literally. I don't know how you knew that shit. Did you know that really?
No, of course not.
Oh yeah, it's
I
my
know
favorite thing.
people.
I
By
be
the
doing.
way, you'd be a great, fantastic game show producer if you like puzzles, because the whole thing is figuring out how all the parts fit together and getting it
Yes,
just right when it starts. Are you a manifester?
yes, 100%, 100%.
Where do people go wrong with manifestation?
Where do they go wrong? They don't believe it hard enough. I think people they say they want things, but then they don't really want them. You have to believe 100% with every fiber in your body, and then focus on that every single day, and then things start happening. And
What do
then
you
it's
do with doubt when it creeps in?
I fight it like I do with my depression, my anger, like any other emotion that wants to take over because it wants to win. I
How do you
fight it.
fight it?
Um, so doubt I fight by telling myself, F you, we got this. I literally have to tell the doubt that no, we're gonna be okay. Yes, we did this and it's not working out, but this is the plan. This is what we said we're gonna do.
I love it.
Let's now figure it out. So it's kind of like I instantly start hyping myself. But no, like we all have demons. They're strong and they get going. And then sometimes the universe will put things right in front of you and you're like, and then your demon is happen to be right there. And then you can go down that path or you cannot. Because sometimes the doubt, then it's just like settles in and it's like, all right, you were afraid of this and now you succumb to the fear. Now you know exactly how to move. Like I tell people, like I wake up and I'll be like, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do now. What? Yes, I know yesterday we were all here, but last night I went to sleep and I woke up and this is what my gut said to do. My everything saying this is what, and people are like, but what about this? This is what we're going to do. If we just put our energy into this, it'll be just fine. And I remember when we were doing our events and I got my new CEO and I had a new catering director and we were all doing these events director and we were planning these events and they were like, I think we need to postpone. We only sold 12 tickets. We're planning on 40 people. I said, no, we're not postponing. We're not canceling. 12 people are going to come have an amazing experience. But I told you we're going to have 40 guests, didn't I? And they were like, well, we only sold 12 tickets. We're a week out. I said, okay. And then so we're creeping up. We're getting closer. We did the dinner. We had 37 people show up.
Awesome. I love that.
And then the next one, same thing. They're like, we only sold 15 tickets and da-da-da. I said, we're going to have 46 people, 47 people. Let's plan on 47. They're like, where do you get these numbers from? This is what we had 43 people show up.
Wow, that's awesome. I had a year where I was making no money. I was at
Yeah.
$0 by March, right? And I hadn't worked the year before a lot. And I'm like, I'm gonna make $225,000 this year.
Yep.
And I'm already kind of big into the year. And I started manifesting. And around June, things started to shift, right? And I got to December 20th and I was at 190. And I was like, you know what? I came close. I started to go against my manifestation, which you should never do.
Never do that.
Close, if you're thinking this and you don't really, on December 20th, I got a call from a development company saying, we want to offer you a deal for $35,000 to the penny, $225,000 that year manifested.
Hey. And that's exactly what it takes. Like, it doesn't happen always in the timing that you want it to. So then you get discouraged and then you start changing the belief of saying what you want. And then that's when it disappears. And
once you stop having gratitude, that's the thing.
100%.
When you get discouraged, you throw the gratitude out the window. And when the gratitude and the frustration replaces the gratitude, you're doomed. You got to keep the gratitude
100%.
and the trust.
And then I always ask myself, and like when it's rough, is like, what are we supposed to learn from this? What are we really supposed to see right now? Because sometimes you're so caught up on fixing it, you forget that you're supposed to be learning a lesson in this.
Oh my God, you're so aligned.
That this is supposed to be your moment. You're not ready for that shit that you say you want because you haven't learned right here what you need to do right here. Because when it presents itself over here, it all crumbles if you don't get it together right now. And and that is the shit that like, it kind of makes me nervous. It gives me chills when I have those type of moments.
Those are the gifts, man. That's how you grow.
100%. Like, yeah, I tell people all the time, I'm like a palm tree. My roots go down twice as deep as how tall I am. I'm solid in everything that I am. And if you're okay with that, I'm so okay with me being me everywhere I go. It's uncomfortable for other people a lot of the times. And I've learned that like, it doesn't even matter. Like I have to be good with me. Like it's all about me in that situation.
How'd you get like this? You're really good.
I was born like this, actually. I've always been like I didn't, If everybody was doing something, it didn't matter to me. I was going to do what I wanted to do. It got me in a lot of trouble too when I grew up. And at first, my mom and dad thought I was going to have a lot of issues, but they actually did an amazing job of supporting my individuality, and it also did a really good job of supporting my differences. Even though I did a lot of things, like I was high school star athlete, I was homecoming king, I was like popular, I was all those things too. But like when it came to like my cooking business, like I did my first catering job at like 14 years old. Like my dad was driving me. Like, so they were very supportive in all my things that they didn't really like. I was on the Porsche show not that long ago, and they did a whole segment on how I got started. And it really started with an easy bake oven that my grandmother got me for Christmas. And my dad was not having it. My son is not going to do all these things, but then he said it was all good. Like, and then we did it, and I ended up burning the light bulb out after a couple of weeks. And then I just switched to the real oven. So like, but then now he has a son that's a celebrity chef and is like goes around the world and cooks food for people. I have a lot of friends that like me the way I am.
Yeah.
They haven't asked me to change. I have not asked them to change. So I just found people who like me. I don't want to fit into every room. I don't want to go to everybody's party. It's not something that's in me. And when I do go somewhere, I want to be able to enjoy myself. So the smaller the group, the better the happier I am.
You love yourself.
I do, like, so much that I'm okay with you hating me.
That's awesome. I ask everybody this question, everybody who's on the podcast. For me, whenever I've had success playing baseball, doing stand-up comedy, creating a career where I was an executive producer of big game shows, three things have always come into play: passion, work ethic, and adaptability. I've asked this question to everybody that's come on the podcast. At the beginning, everybody's giving me the same answer. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the answer. And since then, it's kind of shifted. Put them in orders of importance.
I would say work ethic is number one. Adaptability is number two, and then passion is number three.
Yeah, because you have to be able to adapt and you have to be able to work hard.
Yeah.
One foot in front of the other. My order is adaptability, then work ethic, and then passion.
Got it. Yeah, and I was debating the adaptability because, like, literally my company has transformed so much over the years. We haven't changed what we do, but we had to change how the people will receive it, if that makes sense. So like the way we first did meal prep, we were doing a fresh meal every single day, drop it off to your home. Then people didn't want that. They wanted that Blue Apron effect. So then we started doing 2 drops a week. And then it was in the evening. And then we went to more, like we just had to evolve as a company. Didn't change the product, but we had to adapt to the demand, the scheduling, the traffic, all these things that Atlanta throws at you every single day.
There's been times in my life, comedy, when I first started comedy, show up, just keep going. But my ego wouldn't let me realize what I was doing wrong. And I kept doing it the same way and having the same mediocre results. Once I said, I might as well try new things because I'm not moving, I'm not going forward. So who cares if it fails? Who cares if it fails 100 times? Doing the same thing is making me mediocre. So that's why I put adaptability first.
Exactly. Did most people put passion first?
No. Most people did adaptability, work ethic, passion. But recently, I just interviewed somebody who is a good friend. He's in John Bon Jovi's band. He used to be in the E Street Band, and he's an artist. He's a musician, so he put passion first.
Understood.
And then I had an author, same thing. Passion went first for them.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I got you.
I don't know that there's a right answer.
And I think that's why, because discipline is, like I said, my biggest thing. The reason I can cut so fast, the reason I can do all these things, the reason I have the energy I have is because my discipline makes me work out. It makes me take my vitamins. My discipline creates that, which is now also could be work ethic. They're kind of synonyms in a way.
Totally. Yeah, as soon as you said discipline, I was like, that's just another version of work ethic. And it's probably a better filtered version.
Yeah.
Maybe I should change the three because as soon as you said it, I said, yeah, it really is discipline because discipline is kind of work ethic and adaptability combined.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh shoot, we're coming on to something. If you write a book, discredit me at the bottom.
Fixing the world.
Yeah. One thing at a time. Yeah. And I think the saddest part about like looking at entrepreneurs right now is that they lack all three. They just lack all three. They lack the passion, they lack the work ethic, and then they lack the ability to like adapt to the environment or to the culture right now. They just want to do it their way, and they want to just shove it down everybody's throat that this is the way it has to be. And it's just like entrepreneurship is such a weird thing right now for me as urban, especially being in Atlanta where there's so many entrepreneurs. But I don't know. It's a
I'm going to tell
very,
you one of the reasons you're so successful. I'm going to
what's
tell you
that?
one of the many reasons.
Okay.
I was listening to a podcast, The Diary of a CEO, and they had on Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank.
Hmm.
It's Kevin O'Leary. I can't remember his exact name. But he was talking about when he worked for Steve Jobs, his agency worked for Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs knew the secret to success, and it was the signal to noise ratio. Have you ever heard this before?
A little bit, yes.
So the signal are the 3 to 5 things you need to do today to move your
Yes.
business forward. Not tomorrow, not next month, not next week, today.
Mhm.
And the noise is everything else. And
Yes.
Steve Jobs had an 80% signal to 20% noise ratio.
Shit.
And so 80% was signal, and he wouldn't go to bed. If it was 18 hours until he finished that signal, and the noise was everything else that blocked him away from that signal. But he had massive success in what he was trying to accomplish.
Hmm.
Jeff Bezos doesn't make a major decision after 1 p.m. because the noise level is too high.
Yeah.
But I think your signal to noise ratio is very high.
Yes. Yeah, I can block. Yeah, you're right.
And I think that what you need to work on in your life going forward, keep the signal high enough that you're having all the success you have, but make sure that you allow for the right noise.
Yeah, and that's the balance that I'm trying to find right now. Yeah, because that's the biggest thing right now. It's like, yeah, I'm a high achiever and I'm getting things done, but I still sometimes feel a little inadequate in other aspects of life. Like I tell people, I've missed weddings, baby showers, like funerals. I miss a lot of things for my company. Like I've sacrificed so much to just make sure this thing, I cut my trip short for certain clients. Like I've done so much and that doesn't fulfill me. Like coming back early to make you like macaroni and cheese is not my dream, but
Right.
it is what it is to keep this needle where it needs to be.
Well, I got to say, this has been awesome.
I enjoyed this too. I don't get to talk about business and life often
Yeah.
enough. Everybody just cares about, can I make salmon or what is this dish? And so like when I was
I care
working
about
on,
life.
yeah, and that's what I want to tell this story because it's not a story that you hear. Like how many people, there's not a story that you hear. People don't look like me doing this regularly. You don't get this, right? I'm a black gay dude that cooks food. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of those, but are they doing it on this level? Is it like, did they make it, into a business? Are they building into a small empire? Are they doing that? And that I can be a part of, but they don't know the business part. If we only show them the success, which is the Instagrammable stuff, the wows, like all the events, the celebrity photos, and all this stuff, that is what they're going to chase after. But this is the real shit right here. It's the people part, it's the business part, it's the drive, it's the discipline, it's the knowing you don't know some shit and you still got to figure it out. And then once you do figure it out, is this the right thing? Shooting in the dark and hoping you hit something is like 90% of the beginning of this career. So
Action.
yeah,
That's action. That's not being perfect. It all goes back
yeah,
to the beginning.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I got to
And
say
then
thank you again. It's been amazing to have you on the show. I hope the people that watch the show, listen to it, get a lot out of it because I learned a ton just talking to you. And also, I
yeah,
love when I talk to somebody who's got it figured out. And
yeah,
you've got to figure it out. We always are growing and evolving, but some of the stuff you said about learning and about
yeah,
your roots being twice as deep, amazing. So thank
yeah.
you for being on the show again. This has been Living Rich, Syrup. We'll see you, hear from you, talk to you next time.
All right. Thank you.